Geography, Class 8, Chapter 3, Agriculture. Gunpreet, Madhu, Tina were walking through the village where they saw a farmer tilling land. The farmer told them that he was growing wheat and had just added manure to the soil to make it more fertile. He told the children that the wheat would fetch a good price in the mandi from where it would be taken to fact to make the bread biscuit from flour. This transformation from a plant to a finished product involves three types of economic activities: primary, secondary, and tertiary. Primary activity include all those connected with extraction and production of natural resources. Agriculture, fishing, gathering are a good example. Extraction and production of natural resources. Extraction and production of natural resources. Agriculture, fishing, and gathering are good example. Secondary activities are concerned with the processing of the resources. Manufacturing of steel, baking of bread, and weaving of cloth are examples of these activity. Tertiary activities provide support to the primary and secondary sectors through the services. The transport, trade, banking, insurance, and advertising are examples of tertiary activities. Okay. Manufacture, steel, baking of bread, and weaving of cloth example of this. Secondary activity. Tertiary sector provides support to the primary and secondary: transport, trade, banking, insurance, and advertising. The word agriculture is derived from the Latin word ager or agri, means soil, and culture means cultivation. Agriculture is primary activity. It includes growing crops, fruit, vegetables, flowers, and rearing livestock. In the world, 50% of the person are engaged in the agriculture activity. 2/3 of India's population is still dependent on agriculture. 50% of the persons are engaged in the agriculture activity. 2/3 of India's population is still dependent on agriculture. Favorable topography of soil and climate are vital for agriculture activity. The land on which the crops are grown is known as arable land. In the map, you can see that agriculture activity is concentrated in those regions of the world where suitable factors for the growing of crop exist. Agriculture, the science and art of cultivation on the soil, raising crops and rearing livestock. It is also called farming. Sericulture, commercial rearing of silkworm. It may supplement the science and art of cultivation on the soil, raising crops, rearing livestock. It is also called farming. Sericulture, commercial rearing of silkworm. It may supplement the income of the farmer. Pisciculture, breeding of fish, especially construct tanks in the pond. Viticulture, grapes. Horticulture, growing vegetable, flower, fruits for commercial use. Whose farm system, agriculture or the farming system can be looked as a system. Agriculture or farming. The important inputs are the seeds, then fertilizer, machinery and लेबर. ओके, अगर हम लोग इनपुट क्या करते हैं, मशीनरी, सीड्स एंड केमिकल. प्रोसेस क्या करते हैं, प्लविंग, सोइंग, स्प्रेइंग एंड फाइनली आउटपुट क्रॉप. ओके, उसके बाद फिर फिजिकल इनपुट क्या है हमारा, सनशाइन, टेम्परेचर, सॉइल, स्लोप, रेनफॉल. ये ह्यूमन इनपुट है. वैसे स्टोरेज, लेबर, machinery and chemical. Some of the operation involved are ploughing, sowing, irrigation, weeding and harvesting. The output from the system include the crop, wool, dairy and poultry product. Type of farming. Farming is practiced in various ways across the world depending on the geographical condition, demand to the produce, labor and level of technology. Farming and can be classified into two main types. These are subsistence farming and commercial farming. Organic farming. In this type of farming, organic manure and natural pesticides are used instead of chemical. No genetic modification is done to increase the yield of the crop. Genetic modification भी नहीं करते हैं, organic manure और natural pesticide use करते हैं. This type of farming is practiced to meet the needs of the farmers when traditionally low levels of technology and household labor are used to produce on a small output. Or the subsistence farming can further be classified as intensive subsistence and primitive subsistence. Hence, farming intensive subsistence agriculture, the farmer cultivates a small plot of land using simple tools and the mold type climate with large number of the days with sunshine and fertile soil permit growing of more than one crop annually on the same plot. Rice is the main crop. Other crops include wheat, maize, pulses and oilseed. Intensive subsistence agriculture is prevalent in the thickly populated areas of the monsoon region of Southeast Asia and East Asia. Intensive subsistence agriculture, the farmer cultivates a small plot of land using simple tools and mold labor. Climate with large number of the days with sunshine and fertile soil permit growing of more than one crop annually on the same plot. Rice is the main crop. Other crops include wheat, maize, pulses and oilseed. Intensive subsistence agriculture is prevalent in the thickly populated areas of the small plot of land, simple tools, mold labor. Substances में घर का लेबर, हाउसहोल्ड लेबर, मोल्ड लेबर. क्लाइमेट विद लार्ज नंबर ऑफ डेज एंड सनशाइन, फर्टाइल सॉइल, परमिट ग्रोइंग ऑफ मोर देन वन क्रॉप annually On the same plate, rice and the other crops include wheat, maize, pulses, and also intensive subsistence agriculture is prevalent in thickly populated areas of the monsoon region or Southeast Asia and East Asia. Primitive subsistence agriculture includes shifting cultivation and nomadic herding. Shifting cultivation is practiced in the thickly forested areas of the Amazon basin, tropical Africa, parts of the Southeast Asia and Northeast India. These are the areas of heavy rainfall and quick regeneration of vegetation. A plot of land is cleared by felling the trees and burning them. The assets are then mixed with the soil, and crops like maize, yam, potato, cassava are grown. After the soil loses fertility, the land is abandoned and the cultivator moves to a new plot. Shifting cultivation is also known as slash and burn agriculture. Shifting cultivation is known by different names in different parts of the world. Zooming in Northeast India, milpa in Mexico, roca in Brazil, and ladang in Malaysia. Nomadic herding is practiced in the semi-arid and arid regions of the Sahara, Central Asia, and some part of the India like Rajasthan, Jammu and Kashmir. In this type of farming, herdsmen move from place to place with their animals for fodder and water along defined route. This type of movement arises in response to climatic constraint and terrain. Sheep, camel, yak, goat are the most commonly reared. They produce milk, meat, wool, hide, and other products to the herders and their families. Commercial farming. In commercial farming, crops are grown, animals are reared for sale in the market. The area cultivated and the amount of capital used is large. Crops are grown, animals are reared for sale in the market. Cultivating capital used is large. Most of the work is done by machine. Commercial farming includes commercial grain farming, mixed farming, plantation agriculture. इसके अंदर तीन आते हैं, commercial grain, mixed and plantation. Okay, in commercial grain farming, crops are grown for commercial purpose. Wheat and maize are commonly grown on grain. Major areas where commercial grain farming is practiced are temperate grasslands of North America, Europe, and Asia. These areas are sparsely populated with large farms spreading over hundreds of hectares. Severe winters restrict the growing season, and only a single crop can be grown. These major areas where commercial grain farming is practiced and are temperature grasslands of North America, Europe, and Asia. These areas are sparsely populated with large farms spreading over hundreds of hectares. Severe winter restrict the growing season, and only a single crop can be grown. Sugarcane plantation. In mixed farming, the land is used for growing food and fodder crops and rearing livestock. Food, fodder, rearing livestock. It is practiced in Europe, Eastern USA, Argentina, Southeast Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. Plantation are a type of commercial farming where a single crop of tea, coffee, sugarcane, cashew, rubber, banana, or cotton are grown. Large amount of labor and capital are required. The production may be processed on the farm itself or in nearby factories. The development of a transport network is essential for such farming. Type of commercial where a single crop of tea, coffee, sugarcane, cashew, rubber, banana, or cotton. Large amount of labor and capital are required. The produce may be processed on the farm itself or in nearby factory. The essential development of a transport network is thus essential for such farming. Major plantations are found in the tropical regions of the world. Rubber in Malaysia, coffee in Brazil, tea in India, Sri Lanka. Rubber in Malaysia, coffee in Brazil. Large variety of crops are grown to meet the requirement of the growing population. Crops also supply raw material for the agro-based industry. Major food crops are wheat, rice, maize, and millet. Jute and cotton are the fiber crop. Important beverages is copper, tea, and coffee. Rice is the major food crop of the world. It is a staple diet of the tropical and subtropical region. Rice needs high temperature, high humidity, and rainfall. It grows best in alluvial clay soil which can retain water. Alluvial clay soil. China leads in the production of the rice, followed by the India, Japan, and the Sri Lanka. Egypt, it favorable climatic condition. As in West Bengal and Bangladesh, 2 to 3 crops are grown in a year. There is rice cultivation, wheat harvesting. Wheat requires moderate temperature and rainfall during growing season and bright sunshine at the time of the harvest. It thrives best in the well-drained loamy soil. Alluvial clay soil, well-drained loamy soil. Wheat is grown extensively in USA, Canada, Argentina, Russia, Ukraine, and Australia and India. In India, it is grown in winter. Millet, they are known as a coarse grain and can be grown on less fertile and sandy soil. It is a very hardy crop that needs low rainfall and high to moderate temperature, adequate rainfall. Jowar, bajra, and ragi are grown in India. Other countries are Nigeria, China, and Niger. Maize requires moderate temperature, rainfall, and lot of sunshine. It needs well-drained fertile soil. Maize is grown in North America, Brazil, China, Russia, Canada, India, and Mexico. Moderate temperature and rainfall, lot of sunshine. Sunshine ज़्यादा चाहिए, moderate temperature, rainfall. It needs well-drained fertile soil. Maize is grown in North America, Brazil, China, Russia, Canada, China, and Mexico. Maize is also known as corn. Various colorful varieties of maize are found across the world. Cotton requires high temperature, light rainfall, 210 and frost days. Temperature ज़्यादा चाहिए, rainfall light चाहिए. High temperature, light rainfall, 210 frost-free days. So that's frost-free days and bright sunshine for its growth. It grows best on the black stone and alluvial soil. China, USA, India, Pakistan, Brazil, Egypt are the leading producers of cotton. It is one of the main raw material for the cotton textile industry. Jute was also known as golden fiber. Is also known. It grows well on the alluvial soil and requires high temperature, heavy rainfall, humid climate. This crop is grown in the tropical areas. India and Bangladesh are the leading producer of jute. Coffee requires warm and wet climate and well-drained loamy soil. Warm, wet climate, गर्म होना चाहिए. Warm and wet, बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं. Under well-drained loamy soil, hill slopes are more suitable for growth of this crop. Brazil is the leading producer, followed by Colombia and India. Brazil, Colombia, India. BCI. BCI. Tea is the beverage. Is crop on the plantation. This requires cool climate. ये चाहिए warm climate. ये चाहिए cool climate. Well, यहाँ पे चाहिए wet climate. Well distributed high rainfall throughout the year for the growth of its tender leaves. Okay, interesting fun. Who discovered the coffee plant? There are different versions about the discovery of the coffee in about AD 850 AD. Kaldi. He was an Arab goat herder who was puzzled by the queer antics of his flocks, tasted the berries of the evergreen bush on which the goats were feeding. On experiencing a sense of exhilaration, he proclaimed his discovery to the world. It needs well-drained loamy soil and gentle slopes. Well-drained loamy soils and gentle slope. Labor in large number is required to pick the leaves. Well-drained loamy soil and gentle slope. Labor in large number is required to pick the leaves. Kenya, India, China, Sri Lanka produce the best quality of tea in the world. Agriculture development. Agriculture development refers to the effort made to increase farm production in order to meet the growing demand of increasing population. This can be achieved in many ways, such as increasing the crop area, the number of crops grown, improve irrigation facilities, use of पहले तो एरिया बढ़ाओ, number of crops बढ़ाओ, irrigation बढ़ाओ, use of fertilizer, high yielding variety of seed, mechanization of agriculture is another aspect of agricultural development. The ultimate aim of agriculture development is to increase the food security. Food security exists when all people all time have access to sufficient, safe, nutritious food to meet their dietary need and food preferences for an active and healthy life. Food security exists when all the people at all time have access to sufficient, safe and nutritious food. Food security, all people have access to sufficient, safe and nutritious food to meet their dietary need and food preferences for an active and healthy life. Agriculture has developed at different places at different parts of the world. Developing countries with large mechanization of agriculture. Ultimate of agriculture development is to increase food security. Agriculture has developed for different places in different parts of the world. Developing in countries with large plantation usually practice the intensive agriculture where the crops are grown on small holding, mostly for the subsistence. Larger holdings are more suitable for commercial agriculture as in USA, Canada and Australia. When the help of the two case studies of farm, one from India and another from USA Letters in terms of agriculture in the developing and developed country. As a food security, जहाँ पे safe access to sufficient, safe and nutritious food to meet the dietary and food production for the active and healthy life. A farm in India. There is a small village, Adilabad in Gazipur district of Uttar Pradesh. Munna is a small farmer in this village who has a family of about 1.5 hectares. His house is in the main village. He purchases high yielding variety of seed from the market. Every alternate year, the land is fertile. He grows almost at least 2 crops in a year, which are normally wheat or rice or pulses. The farmer takes advice of his friend and elder, as well as the government, and as well as the government agriculture officer regarding the farming practice. He takes a tractor on rent for ploughing his field. Though some of his friends still use traditional method of using bullocks for ploughing, there is a tube well in the nearby field which he takes on rent to irrigate the field. Monalal also had 2 buffaloes and few hens. He sells milk in the cooperative store located in the nearby town. He is a member of the cooperative society, which also advises for the type of the fodder for his animal, safety measures to protect the health of the livestock, and artificial insemination, fodder health insemination. All the members of the family help in various farm activities. Sometimes he takes credit from a bank or the agricultural cooperative society to buy high yielding variety of seed and vitamin. He sells his produce in the mandi located in the nearby town. Since majority of the farmers do not have lack of storage, do not have storage facility, they are forced to sell the produce even when the market is not favorable to them. In recent years, the government has taken some steps to develop storage facilities and agriculture feed in India. A farm in the USA. The average size of the farm in the USA is much larger than that of Indian farm. A typical farm size in the USA is about 250 hectares. The farmer generally resides in the farm. Some of the major crops are corn, soybean, wheat, cotton, sugar beet. Joe Harden, a farmer in the Midwest USA in Iowa State, owns about 300 hectares of land. He grows corn on his field after making sure that soil and the water resource meet the need of the क्या ग्रो करते हैं? कॉर्न ऑन हिज फील्ड आफ्टर मेकिंग श्योर दैट द सॉइल एंड द वाटर रिसोर्स मीट द नीड ऑफ दिस क्रॉप. Adequate measures are taken to control the pests that can damage the crop. From time to time, send the soil sample to a soil testing laboratory, and nutrients are sufficient are not. From time to time, adequate measures taken to control the pests that can damage the crop. After making sure the soil and water resources meet the need of the crop. Okay, from time to time we send the soil sample to a soil testing laboratory to check whether the nutrients are sufficient or not. The result helped Joe Jordan to plan a scientific fertilizer program. His computer is linked to the satellite, which gives him a precise picture of his field. This helps him to use chemical fertilizer and pesticide wherever they are required. He uses seed drill, leveler, combine harvester and thresher to perform various agriculture operations. A grain are stored in the automated grain storage or dispatched to market agency. The farmers in the USA work like a businessman and not like a peasant farmer. Okay, thank you so much.